From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Thursday, May 26th, 2022. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. Here's the latest on the elementary school shooting in Texas. The father of a child killed by a shooting rampage at a Texas elementary school says police were slow to move in and were unprepared. Javier Cazares, the father of fourth grader Jacqueline Cazares, one of 19 youngsters who died along with two teachers in a classroom at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. Cazares says he raced to the school when he heard about the shooting and arrived while police were still massed outside the building. Cazares says he was upset that police weren't charging and raised the idea of going in himself with several others. However, authorities say the shooter, Salvador Ramos, had fired at a school security officer outside, and once in the school, he shot at two arriving police officers who were injured. Texas Department of Public Safety Director Steve McCraw says law enforcement did immediately engage Ramos and contained him inside the locked classroom. The standoff ended when the 18-year-old shooter was killed by a Border Patrol team. In news closer to home, Rapid City police officers were called to 1909 North La Crosse Street Wednesday morning for a report of a male who had received multiple stab wounds. Officers located the man outside the business when they arrived on the scene. Several bystanders were assisting the man with his injuries. The man was transported to the hospital with serious, life-threatening injuries. After speaking with witnesses, law enforcement located a juvenile suspect in the case and took him into custody. The RCPD is continuing to investigate the incident. Monument Health has announced its next phase of hospital expansion. Chrissy Davies has the details.
Monument Health announced plans for the next phase of the multi-year Rapid City Hospital expansion project Wednesday. This phase will expand its services for mothers, babies, and children at Monument Health Rapid City Hospital. Although the project is in its early design stages, plans call for a 3-story building to be constructed at the northwest corner of Rapid City Hospital. It will include a completely new NICU, offering more space and privacy for families. NICU babies will be separated by walls rather than curtains. The new postpartum care area will offer more room and privacy as well.
Ellsworth made a big dig yesterday in getting ready for the new B-21. Ellsworth Air Force Base 28th Bomb Wing Commander Colonel Joseph Sheffield and General Anthony Cotton, commander of the Air Force Global Strike Command, welcomed local officials, U.S. Representative Dusty Johnson, and airmen to the groundbreaking for the B-21 Raider Low Observable Restoration Facility Wednesday morning. The 95,000-square-foot facility will be a 2-bay hangar that will house specialized equipment for maintenance of the stealth B-21 bomber aircraft. In national and international news, here's the latest on the war in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin is trying to strengthen his control of southern Ukraine by giving residents of 2 regions a fast path to Russian citizenship. Meanwhile, lawmakers in Moscow passed a bill to bolster Russia's army, which is fighting an intense battle for Ukraine's east. Putin visited a Moscow military hospital on Wednesday and met with some soldiers wounded in Ukraine. 3 months into the war, Russian rockets pounded towns in the industrial Donbas region. Ukraine's foreign minister said the situation there was extremely bad. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reiterated that he'd be willing to negotiate with Putin directly, but said Moscow needs to retreat to positions it held before the February 24th invasion. According to the Census Bureau, people fled the big cities during the pandemic. Chrissy Davies explains.
8 of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. lost population during the first year of the pandemic. New estimates released Thursday by the U.S. Census Bureau show only Phoenix and San Antonio grew new residents from 2020 to 2021. New York led the way, losing more than 305,000 residents, or about 3.5% of its 2020 population. Among the nation's 10 largest cities, it was followed by Chicago and Los Angeles. Smaller, big cities, primarily in the Sun Belt, gained new residents. Those cities include Austin and Fort Worth in Texas, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Columbus, Ohio.
Boeing's astronaut taxi has returned to Earth from the International Space Station, completing a repeat test flight with a mannequin on board. The Starliner capsule parachuted into the New Mexico desert just 4 hours after leaving the orbiting lab yesterday. Aside from a few snags, Starliner appears to have clinched its high-stakes shakedown cruise 2.5 years after its botched first attempt. That means NASA test pilots will fly next, perhaps by the year's end. NASA wants 2 competing U.S. companies ferrying astronauts to and from the space station. SpaceX is already the established leader. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Another beautiful day with plenty of sunshine and a high of 78. Low tonight, 55. And that was your Daily Slice for Thursday, May 26th, 2022. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose and Chrissy Davies. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great day.